What kind of city will Saskatoon be in 4 years' time? City Council and administration believe they have a strategic plan to deal with everything from homelessness to transportation, and they are looking for some feedback. Mayor Cynthia Block joins us now to tell us more about those proposals. Good morning.
Good morning, Stephanie.
Now, when I look at this, I see housing and homelessness tops your list of priorities. Does it mean it is your main priority?
Well, all of council made it very clear right after we were elected that it is an issue in every part of our city, in every ward. And so I think that it is council's intention to showcase that as the main priority, and it is the mayor who will lead it. And we will see how our community feels about how we are aligning, how we are building on the work that is already being done, but also shifting focus with a new lens as we have, work that is being done on a new Saskatoon homelessness action plan. And how is that going to inform the process in a different way? I think some of the important pieces around that is that it is, it's a partnership. It's not the housing action plan is not the city's. It is a community action plan that is being led by 4 partners, including Indigenous leadership, the Saskatoon Tribal Council, Métis Nation. Comfy, sits at the table, and we are trying to work in a way that is a new approach, a new way to ensure that this is Indigenous led. And and based on some of the outcomes we are already seeing at the drop-in centers on 20th Street at Station 20 and at Comfy, it's seeing a lot of success. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping that we're moving in a good direction. The overall plan goes short, medium, long. So the most urgent issues of access to services, the midpoint, getting a proper navigational hub up and running, and of course the long-term piece is also underway with the Housing Accelerator Fund money, where affordable housing, 757 units, 70% of which have wraparound supports. Once that housing comes on stream, we will start to get that continuum of care happening in a way that I think we will see some significant improvement.
So 4 years down the road, what do you hope to have achieved?
On this topic, I want everyone to have a safe place to be, a safe place to sleep, and an opportunity to be safely housed every night. Mm-hmm. I think that's a crucial component of how we get to the other side. The other crucial component that we are learning and identifying, and I think that the project that's happening at Comfy this summer is just evidence that the social well-being is so pivotal for wellness. And for folks that are struggling in a host of different ways, how do we make sure that they have those social opportunities and where they find community? And really, we're learning from them. And maybe this is an approach that will really define the difference that will get us to where we need to be in 4 years.
Moving on to another big one for an ever-changing, ever-growing city, transportation. What is your goal there?
Okay, so remember, these are council's goals. They're not just mine.
Yes, the royal you.
Yeah. So the transportation file. I mean, we're building on things that have actually been in action for many years. The key piece is we're going to have bus rapid transit link. The switch will go on for Link in this term, and it's right now scheduled for 2028. That is going to be a transformational change in terms of what our opportunities are and how we move around in our city. And on the action plans, I know that there's a strong commitment to active transportation. And, this is walking, it's cycling, it's scootering, it's a whole host of things. But I think the reason that this is once again becoming a real focus in our city is because we are growing up as a city. We're becoming more dense. We are becoming a more livable, walkable city. And how do we make sure that folks can have access to that? All of those multi-use pathways that we've created, either inside, like as infill projects, or especially in the new neighborhoods, they're just so well used and so beloved. And, there's obviously equity issues involved too, But I also think it's just a great way to build an awesome city and a city where people want to move around, where we will become more healthy, where we can attract visitors to our city who just fall in love with it because, well, it's amazing. And we can keep working on making sure that this is an opportunity for everyone.
So does that include more bike infrastructure?
It's always including bike infrastructure. That's like right now we have a complete streets policy. So every new neighborhood always has multi-use pathways. And of course, no issue. It's when you try to add it into existing infrastructure where it is costly and it can be hard to accept that type of change. I will note that I've been talking about this for more than 8 years now, but other cold winter cities like ours have kind of stopped doing what we're doing, which is this: let's just rip the Band-Aid off. And do another one and another one and another one, and instead have decided to commit to a fully connected, all ages and abilities cycling network. And that's how you change the culture of who uses it. Just imagine any other kind of mode of transportation. If, the only road you had was going to Market Mall, it'd be really hard to have a car culture. You need to make, or a bus. If you didn't have it fully connected so that people could move around, well, then people can't use the bus. And the same is true for this other infrastructure. And it's not just for cyclists. I mean, those lanes can be utilized for a host of other reasons as well, as we're seeing more, what do they call it? Not just scooters, but there's a word for it. Micro something. Anyways, you know what I mean. Like You've seen the longboards and all the various things that folks want to use. And this is what modern cities are doing. And so if we want to be a modern global city that continues to attract, talent that wants to live here and people that want to visit, I think we should be looking very carefully at moving this forward.
What about when we look at downtown development? What changes are we likely to see over the next 4 years?
What we have heard strongly from the business community is a need to focus on safety. And, I think they're all connected to making sure that all people can experience our downtown in not only a safe manner, but in a perception of a safe manner. And I know that Saskatoon Police have been working carefully with the business community to find better ways to support them. And also, I think that we have to work with Indigenous leadership to help us secure a way forward where we are learning to connect people with services in a way that works better for them, so that those calls for social behavior concerns start to go down. And part of that is definitely having a safe place to be and a safe place to go, safe place to sleep, all of the things. But what else are we missing in terms of finding better ways to connect people with services?
We can't talk about downtown development without talking about the arena. What about?
It's in the plan. But I'll say again, like the council's commitment is that if and when, I shouldn't say it. I mean, it's going to be a when. This has been in council's, strategic plan since, 2018. And we have moved through the process. In many ways, it's sitting on a shelf. We have all the funding plan in place, but now we actually have to fund it. And I have said, and my fellow councillors have said, and that we will not see SaskTel Centre move from where it is today to downtown unless there is zero property tax impact. And that is a possibility because it's a for-profit venue. And that's why we have a private partner that wants to work with us. I think we have opportunity to move this forward. And in my view, we need to get this over the finish line in terms of a plan for sure inside the next 4 years. If we could also have a groundbreaking, that would be amazing.
That's a good goal, a lofty goal for 4 years. But when we look at the previous 4 years, would you say any of the priorities have changed?
So it's not, I wouldn't say changed as much as like shifted a wee bit. We had an umbrella piece of community safety and well-being that was inclusive of housing and homelessness and those pieces. And again, I think based on knocking doors in every part of this city and listening to my fellow colleagues on council who, represent the different parts of our city, that it was by far the most important issue on the doors. And so that is why it's been separated out, that housing and homelessness, which are connected, as we know, is going to be a standalone. And I am proud to lead that file.
Well, Mayor, thank you so much for joining us this morning and giving us a look at what Council hopes for the next 4 years.